cafe anyway. Hey, look at that.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Hi, it's Mike. Welcome to Mike's Daily Podcast, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. An episode.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Episode 2336. 2336. It's Mike Matthews. And I think I got this song in my head, and I'm singing it because I'm not Fred. And that was maybe a lyric I borrowed from a previous podcast. I'm not sure.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
But here we are today. I discovered on my way home today
Mike's
rain.
Daily
A little sprinklage.
Podcast.
That was very nice.
Yeah!
To get rained on my way home. Because it is California. What motivates you? What gets you out of bed in the morning? Does that sound like a question you would hear from somebody doing a show that involves like your health and stuff like that? Yes, it is. Because today I have to disable my ad blocker. Do you find that some things in life are like ad blockers? They don't allow you to keep moving forward in life. Do some things slow you down and stop you? I get excited when I find a new trail to walk, or when I find a new part of the Bay Area that I've never discovered, that I'm like, oh, I don't think you'd find this anywhere else in the world. But when you get interviewed, they often ask you what motivates you. And Indeed.com, perhaps you've gotten a job through that website. They had a couple of answers that you could give the interviewer when they ask you that. There are a few things employers typically want to find out about you. When they ask this question, your answer should be unique.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Just like everybody else. Oh, it's a Patch's picture. Patches the cat. He had his, he's no longer quite as male as he was before. And so now he can't make little kittens elsewhere. He was really mad at us for a while, and now he has returned. And he actually let me pet him, and there's a picture of me petting him. You can see it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Petting Patches. That's right. Basil would not approve of that. He'd be like, wait, what? No. What's he doing here? And he'd chase him out. Because that was Basil the boxer. Roar, roar. So, you can see that at MikesDailyPodcast.com and past podcast pictures. And you can tell your friends, and the world will be a better place. Okay. So, you want to make it unique, your answer. But it should also follow a general formula so that you provide the right information to the interviewer. Be thoughtful. It helps to prepare your answer before an interview so you have time to identify what a specific employer might want to know. So come up with an honest answer and bring focus to your talking points and show relevant qualifications. So it might be tempting to discuss a variety of passions when answering the question, but you'll find the most success if you limit your answer to one or two specific motivators that also demonstrate that you have the qualifications they want for the job. There are two main reasons that managers ask this question. They want to know, they're killing time. It's one thing. Or they want to know whether your sources of motivation align with the role that you are interviewing for. The best candidate for a job will be naturally energized by the responsibilities and experiences associated with the position. If you're interviewing to be a news reporter and you share a motivation for deadline-focused, fast-paced work, the interviewer can draw clear parallels between the job and your ideal work environment. I always ask, because I'm the manager at a place that does radio, what kind of audio software skills do you have? What have you worked with? That's a very cut and dried question. People have to tell me what they. If you lead them and say, "Have you worked with Adobe Audition?" Then they'll go, "Oh yes." But if you ask them, "What have you worked with?" Then you get to see what their knowledge is. That's what I do, because I'm sneaky. Employers want to determine whether you are self-aware enough to know what drives you when they ask that question. Much like asking what are your greatest strengths and weaknesses, interviewers ask what motivates you as a way to learn how well you know yourself. A candidate who can quickly provide a well-crafted, natural explanation of what keeps them motivated on the job is someone who is likely also a self-starter and knows how to stay on track and doesn't need the manager to come along and say, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you on your phone again? Get off your phone. What, are you on your iWatch again? Get off the iWatch. Stop checking Twitter. Stop checking Instagram." And all the other things that I can't think of. Other variations of the question may include what drives you to do your best, what inspires you, what are you passionate about, and what makes you excited to come to work. So the best way to make sure you leave a positive impression is to develop your talking points ahead of time. A few questions to ask yourself to help you formulate your responses. What did a great day at work look like in previous roles? You may realize your favorite memories from each of your previous positions involved reaching a difficult goal or solving a complex problem. In that case, you can say you're motivated by being pushed out of your comfort zone or having the opportunity to overcome a challenge. You'll also want to ask, what made you choose your profession or field? Think about the reasons you were drawn to your line of work. Aside from compensation, because everybody knows that is going to be there. As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Maybe you enjoy having the ability to assist others or putting your creative skills to work. What prompted you to apply for the role when you read the job description? So that's a good question to ask, because that's probably going to come up. Review the job description and determine which job responsibilities persuaded you to apply, leaving that whole compensation thing out. If you like the prospect of working at a startup to build a new software application, you might say you're motivated by the opportunity to create something innovative or see the tangible results from your efforts. That all from Indeed.com. Outside a cafe anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Did you see the cool podcast picture from the last show? episode 2335? Wait, 2335. Yes, it was called Mind, because we talked about mastermind groups. And the people, those are groups you get together. You can learn about all kinds of skills that you're interested in by people that are geniuses and masterminds about it. Oh, by the way, Mom got through her surgery just fine today. She had a large bump, and she had her general practitioner, whatever you call it, the person that I always forget the name of when you go to see your primary care physician, there you go, was pushing her to see this one guy, and she got a bad vibe off of this guy. So she took matters in her own hands. An excellent advocate for herself, my mom is, and it's her birthday coming up a week from yesterday, and she did some kind of interesting little sneaky things to make sure that she got the doctor that she knew and had heard was the best. In fact, this doctor was even recommended by the doctor that was seeing her originally that she didn't like. But she ended up being treated by the physician that she thought would be good, and ended up being a quick, there was really no like incisions or anything like that. It was just a quick surgery, and she's out and she's home already. So just hoping a good, quick, easy recovery for my soon-to-be 82-year-old mom. But gosh, what a bunch of worry that is, especially when you live on the completely other side of the country from where your parent lives. Yikes. So thank you for all your good thoughts. And the good thoughts for patches that you can see at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Look who's outside of Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, gift shop supervisor. Wow, Patches is such a cute cat, Mike Matthews. Yes, very cute. You should have a snow globe. That's in honor of him. Sure, okay, whatever. Look who else is here. Oh, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer, Mike. That's really great about your mom. And that you found a new place to hike. Well, not hike, but go for a nice walk. When the sun goes down early and I'm on my way home and I see I haven't had enough steps yet, I found a nice place in Hayward. Kind of up on a hill in this new area. But I'm not going to tell you about it because I don't want everybody to know about it. Because I know so many people listen to this podcast. Mike's Daily Podcast. Next episode, we will have the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster chime in about anything we covered today. 336MM Daily, that's 3 plus 3 equals 6. MM is in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has been now for, a couple days. Sometimes we get interrupted. You know how that is. And take us out, April.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!